Hi BookTube, it's Stephanie. Today I'm going to share with you what I'm planning to read for July. And I apologize if I seem pretty short because I am. I had filmed 3 videos, this one being one of them, and apparently all of them were out of focus. That was fun. So yeah. The good news is that I actually have one of the books out from the library that I didn't when I filmed that, but I basically had a temper tantrum, so yeah. So in July I'm going to participate in 2 readathons, the first one being the Fuckathon hosted by Noria from Noria Reads, and I'm also going to participate in the Tome Infinity and Beyond Round 4 hosted by Meg from Meg's Infinite Book List. Meg also has several different co-hosts, so I will link both of those announcements videos down below if you want to check them out. So I'm gonna start with the 2 books that I am currently reading, and we are still ignoring A World Without Heroes, but I have just 3 hours left of that, so at least I'm going forward with it. But I have here The Dragon with a Chocolate Heart by Stephanie Burgess. I'm enjoying this. Something happened, like the way she gets turned into a dragon, it kind of bugged me because it just did. But yeah, I'm currently reading this and I'm liking it, so there's that. And then I'm also currently reading Network Effect by Martha Wells, which I'm loving. It has just been too hot for me to read anything. So the way I'm going to do this is that the Tome Infinity and Beyond one has 22 prompts. You're allowed to mix and match and have one book for several prompts, and that's something I definitely have done. And then also for the Fuckathon prompts, I basically, when I pick up a book, I will tell you if it fulfills one of the prompts for those. When it comes to the prompts, I'm definitely focused on the Tome Infinity ones, because one of the rules is that you can only read science fiction, which makes sense because it is a science fiction readathon, but at the same time, oh no. But yeah. So the first prompt is Fire in the Name or Cover. For that I have Embers of War by Garrett L. Powell. This has some fire coming out of the exhaust on the spaceship. And this is about, this follows 3 different characters. And well, the reason why I picked it up is because one of those point of views is a AI who used to be a warship, but when she's called Trouble Dog, and when she got disgusted for her actions and her participation in a genocide, so she decided to just be stripped of all her weapons and go and join a rescue organization instead. So now she has a new crew. And they get the task of trying to find this civilian ship. And then we're also following a intelligence officer who's trying to find a poet who was on this ship. But obviously something happens, and I really like the last sentence in the synopsis. If she is to save her crew, Trouble Dog is going to have to remember how to fight. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to getting to this, and I definitely got this because of the AI aspects, because I got this when I was really hyped up because Murderbot. The next prompt is a sci-fi novella. For that I went with a short story. A Dead Djinn in Cairo by P. Jelly Clark. This takes place in the same world as The Haunting of Tramcar 015, and I really adore that. And this story, he wrote that before he wrote The Haunting of Tramcar 015, so, but it is referenced in that one, so yeah, it's a short story that's free on Tor.com. The third prompt is a book that got 5 stars from one of the hosts, and I picked a book that Scott from Book Invasion had given 5 stars, and that's Leviathan Wakes. And this is pretty similar to the synopsis of the other book, to be fair, but this one covers that I really don't want to reread it. I kind of have to, but it basically the people that we are following are stuck in the middle between Earth, the solar system, and then beyond, something with governments and things like that. Yeah, I'm looking forward to this, and yeah, it's pretty darn big. The next one, we have a book that deals with time travel, for instance, in some way, and for that I have Monster Therapy by Jenny Jägerfeld and Mats Strandberg. This is, well, this is one of those titles that if you don't know Swedish, basically what it looks like it would be, it actually means that. So it's Monster in Therapy, and this follows 4 different characters that we know from old classics. So we are following Dr. Jekyll, I need to say that in Swedish, Camilla, which apparently is a vampire, never heard of her, Frankenstein's monster, and Dorian Gray. So they are time traveling to present day to get therapy sessions. So yeah, time travel. And since it is time travel, it counts in my head. And this book will also fulfill several of the prompts for the Fuckathon prompts, and I'm having this for fuck ableism and for fuck ageism, because we do have a character that's a vampire and she's therefore older than 50 years. And yeah, those were the 2 prompts that this book will fulfill. This is also one that I have started since when I'm filming this is the 3rd of July. And then we have Star in the Name, or on the cover, and for that I have Embers of War, because there are some stars on the cover, like very faintly, but there are these small dots all over the place. The next prompt is classic sci-fi. For that I'm picking this one. This, I'm just going to say the English translation, 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea by Jules Verne, and this is a sci-fi classic that's about a man and a submarine and keeping people prisoner. And I read this ages ago, and I still think that this is a hard book to explain, but the theme of this is very well known in science fiction or in fiction in general. So yeah, this was also fill the prompt of fuck capitalism, since the crew on this ship, they kind of don't follow the normal rules and laws and regulations. That's basically what I have. I do think I remember that they did actually sell things and stuff, but yeah, as I said, I don't really remember. But if it works for that prompt, I will use it for that. Then we have a standalone sci-fi, and for that I have Monster Therapy. Next we have beautiful cover, and honestly I can just pick any of them. I just need to finish reading them. And then we have Set on Earth, and for that I have 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. The next one we have is promoting diversity in sci-fi, and for that I'm going to pick A Dead Gin in Cairo by P. Deli Clark. Then we have a sci-fi with fantastical mythological or retelling elements. Wow, that was hard. For that I have Monster Therapy, and I probably could also use A Dead Gin in Cairo for this one. I don't have anything for children or middle grade. If I finish the book that shall not be named, I probably could reread Please Don't Tell My Parents I'm a Supervillain, and that would work for that one. Then we have Not Talked About or Under 2000 ratings on Goodreads. I would make a wild guess and say that this one doesn't have 2000 ratings on Goodreads. Monster in Therapy, because it's a Swedish book, and yeah, I would think that this one doesn't have that. And if it does, then it does, and it will not count, because I don't really think that I have any books here that would fit that prompt otherwise. I'm actually finished with 20,000 Legions, so it can just stay there. The next one is sci-fi you're excited about. For that I have Embers of War, because it has AI in it. Then we have sci-fi from a larger series, and I could go for Leviathan Wakes for this one. And yeah. And the next one is sci-fi over 500 pages. This one is over 500 pages. Then we have most popular sci-fi on my shelf. This is also something that I could go for most from a large series, and that's My Hero Academia Volume 6. A lot of people have read this, and I don't know why I have not. And yeah, this will also work for the fuck book elitism. Let's pretend that was correct. For the fuckathon, since this is the manga, and manga typically don't really count in fine circles as real books. Next, I don't have an option. I don't have something I know of, because I don't want to look too much into them, and that is sci-fi with a disaster or dystopian. I don't know yet. Then we have featuring robots or androids, and for that we have Embers of War. Then we have space travel, Leviathan Wakes, and I could also go for Embers of War with this one. And then we have sci-fi with extraterrestrial beings. I don't know if any of the books I have will have that. And then a sci-fi that has been on your TBR too long. Yeah, this is one of the first books that I put on my Goodreads TBR when I got Goodreads, so yeah. So those are the 6 new books that I'm planning to read this month. We will see how it goes. Thankfully it doesn't seem to be like really stinking hot outside, because that was basically ruined me the last 2 weeks of June. But yeah, so there's that. Are you participating in any readathons this month, or are you just going to take it slow and steady? I'm beginning work again on Monday, so that's brilliant. I'm actually looking forward to it. I just wish that the weather we have now would have been during my entire vacation, because then my brain would have worked. But yeah, we'll see what happens. Of these 6 books, the one that I might not get to, that I can say like already, would be 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, because I basically just picked it because it fit the classic the sci-fi classic. But yeah, we'll see what happens, and I hope I'll see you soon. Bye.